Lightning Canadiens, Mario. Canadiens avoid the sweep, Mario. They won 2-3 last night in overtime. And I gotta be honest, this was a decent win by them, but it was a pretty wacky game, Mario. I actually watched a little bit of this game. Um, I gotta be honest, I look at the stats, Mario. I didn't watch the whole game, but I look at the stats, and it was a very wacky game. Let me explain myself, okay? So game stats, shots on goal, the Lightning had 34 compared to the Canadiens 21. Right, face-off percentage, the Lightning had 47.9, and the Canadiens had 52.1%. So they won that. Power plays, the Lightning had 0 out of 5, which blows my mind. And then the Canadiens had 0 out of 1. Penalty minutes, the Lightning had 12 compared to the Canadiens 20. Hits, they were pretty much even. The Lightning had 36, the Canadiens had 35. Blocks wise, it was a pretty defensive game, Mario. So there was a lot of blocks. The Lightning had 16, the Canadiens had 19. Giveaways, the Lightning had 13 and the Canadiens had 20. And takeaways, the Lightning had 4 and the Canadiens had 7. So overall, Mario, the stats are pretty wacky. They really are. One of my complaints about both teams is that they spend a lot of time in the penalty box. Even though 12 and 20 isn't that much, it's still a lot. And I look at the Lightning, Mario, and they're still not doing good on power plays. 0 for 5, like that's unacceptable. You can't do that, especially in a game like this. Another thing that I think the reason why a couple things why I believe the Lightning lost this game. All right, the offense kind of slowed down. Right, they tied the game. Well, actually, yeah, they tied the game in the third. I believe it was them. It was either them or the Canes, but the game was tied in the third intermission. And then it went into overtime. I just don't know what happened, Mario. The offense just slowed down. And another reason why I believe the Lightning lost this game is the giveaways. They gave the puck away 13 times. It allowed the Canadiens an opportunity to score and win the game and avoid the sweep, and that's what happened. And I gotta be honest with you, Mario, the Canadiens got lucky. Because they weren't any better when it came to giveaways, Mario. They gave that puck away 20 times. So they weren't any better with the giveaways, but unlike the Lightning, they capitalized on these opportunities, But I look at the Lightning, Mario, and they need to step it up in Game 5. They do. It's going back to Tampa. You know what I mean? And they got to step it up. They have a shot at winning the Stanley Cup, I believe. So it's on tomorrow night. And we just check what time. It's going to be on 8 p.m. on NBC. So go check that out if you can tomorrow night. But I look at this game, Mario, and the stats are very, very wacky. It's one of the wackier ones I've read. But if I'm the Lightning, right, I'm going to stop giving the puck away. I'm staying away from that penalty box as much as I can. And I need to make a damn power play goal. 0 out of 5 is absolutely unacceptable. That's unacceptable, Mario. It is. 0 out of 5 for power plays. Like, you had the Lightning over here making 4 out of 5. Like, come on now. Other teams are doing a lot better than you in the power play, and you can't even make 1. Well, you made 1, but you get my point. You're not doing good with power plays. So, with that being said, Mario, going to the Canes as well, they need to make power plays. Again, another team that needs to stay out of the penalty box. The Canadiens need to as well. Giveaways, they need to stop giving that puck away. So, overall, Mario, most of the things that the Lightning have to fix for Game 5 are the same as things that the Canadiens have to fix as well. So, with that being said, one more thing for the Lightning, and that's to win your faceoff, obviously. But other than that, Mario, that's really about it. So, with that being said, Game 5 is on tomorrow night at 8 p.m. on NBC. So make sure you go check that out. And with that being said, best of luck to both teams. I'll pass on to you.
Yeah, I mean, it is overall like the stats are wacky. Both teams can improve on things, but the one thing that I point to with the Canadiens is the thing I keep on saying. And before in Game 3, I said it didn't matter no more, but they still used it though, and the Canadiens barely got a win off of it. Okay, there was no sign of that Big Four. There was none. That Big Four was non-existent, Nate, in this game. It's as simple as that, But I will say this right here, it just shows you how dominant the Lightning are. To make it this close of a game and your Big Four didn't even get involved, that's how you know this team is dominant, Nate. That's how you know. Like, the Big Four didn't even get involved, and they had to get into overtime. It shows you how powerful this Lightning team is, which is why I think game 5, I think it's going to the Lightning. I do think it's going to go to the Lightning. I can't see the Lightning making the same mistake again. But if somehow the Canadiens come back 3-0, Nate, look, they came back before 3-1, but If they come back 3-0 to this team right here, you got to make a case for this team having one of the greatest comebacks in sports. You have to. You have to. There's just no way. Like it. When do we ever hear about a team coming back to 3-0 in any sport and winning the championship? You don't hear about that a lot because it doesn't happen a lot. Okay, they won game 4. Good. Do it 3 more times and you win a Stanley Cup. The Lightning only have to do it once, Nate. That's it. They only have to do it once. And I think they're going to do it in game 5. But I look at it, and the Canadiens defensively, they did a great job, Nate, stopping that big 4. And they had to rely on guys like Gaudreau. They had to rely on guys like Coleman, who's been doing a good job, may I add. Pat Maroon, Matthew Joseph, Tyler Johnson. They've been relying. These guys had to step up. And they did okay. But overall, Nate, without that big 4, the Lightning can be beat. And the other thing is 0 for 5 on power plays. I'm sorry, but they should have made at least one, Nate. Seriously, they should have made at least one power play. I don't understand why they didn't. But overall, Nate, I look at it and I look at the shots on goal, and I look at the big 4 that they got over there. Victor Hedman had 4 shots on goal, so he was pretty active. He just couldn't hit his shot. Nikita Kucherov had 4 shots on goal, pretty active, just couldn't hit his shot. Stamkos only had 1, and overall, and Braden Point had 2. So overall, Nate, like Kucherov and Victor Hedman, they did get a decent amount of shots on goal, but overall, the big 4, it just was non-existent. And not only that, Nate, we got to give a lot of credit to Carey Price. You know, Carey Price has not been having the best series. Okay, I'm gonna be the first one to say that right here. All right, there's been games where he's just been absolutely atrocious. Okay, but this game he stepped up. This game he stepped up. He saved, I believe, I want to say he saved 32 out of 34 shots. That's what I believe it was. 32 out of 34 shots. So we got to give Carey Price a lot of credit. That's a percentage of 0.941. We got to give him a lot of credit, Nate. You know, I thought this was going to go to game 6 because I said I couldn't see Carey Price having a crappy series throughout. And he has one good game, but now he's got to do it 3 more times. Okay. In case he's forgot, he's going up against a man named Andre Vasilevsky, who I think, in my opinion, Nate, I think he is the most elite goalie in the game, playoff wise. I think he is the most elite goalie in the game, and he's shown it time and time again. That's who Carey Price is going up against. There's no more time for off games. Okay, with Andre Vasilevsky, he's not going to give you off games. It's just as simple as that. You know, very rarely in these playoffs does he had an off game, Andre Vasilevsky. So Carey Price, whatever he did in this game, he needs to do it for the next 3. Okay, but overall, Nate, I'm going to be honest. I think it's going to be in 5 games. I think the Lightning are going to win in Tampa Bay. If not, then I expect them to lose in game 6. But if somehow the Canadiens can come back 3-0 and win this Stanley Cup with a fully healthy Tampa Bay Lightning team, who, remind you, is probably one of the strongest teams that we have ever seen, considering the fact that they're going back-to-back to the Stanley Cup. They have an insane big 4 that in any other team, one of those members of the big 4 would have probably been the leading scorer. When you look at it that way, Nate, if they come back 3-0 and beat this team, this has to be the greatest comeback in sports. I'm being honest. I'm not even sugarcoating it. Because very rarely in any sport, let alone the NHL, do you see a team come back 3-0 like that.
I mean, you can make a case for it because the only team I can really think of that's ever come back from a 3-0 and won their respective championship is the Red Sox. Hi, Yankees fans.
What year?
2004. Remember in the ALCS, they were down 3-0 to the Yankees and we ended up winning the World Series?
Okay. I forgot. Not bad.
It's the only team I can think of, though.
Right, but see, it just shows you how rare that is, you know? And again, do I think, and obviously, you know, the Lightning sweeping them obviously would have showed them how dominant they were, but they didn't do it this game, you know? And without the big 4, this Lightning team still took them to an overtime. I just can't see them winning a game 5 if one of those big 4 gets involved. Without them, they took them to an overtime. So overall, it shows you how dominant this Lightning team is. But if the Canadiens can win another 3 straight games and win this Stanley Cup, then I think this has to be one of the greatest comebacks in sports, if not the greatest. Like you said, the only one you could think of is the 2004 Boston Red Sox. Now, if you guys know any off the top of your mind, leave them down in the comment section below. We'd love to hear about it. You know, there might be somewhere forgetting. But overall, the point is that don't happen a lot. You know, so if they can come back 3-0 and win the Stanley Cup, then they got to be this has to be one of the biggest comeback stories in sports. But overall, Nate, I can't see it happening. I got the Lightning in 5. I think they're gonna win in Tampa Bay, and hey, might as well. Tampa Bay's your home ice. It would be nice for you to go celebrate it over there. I can't remember or not, Nate, but maybe you can look this up for me. Last year, when the Tampa Bay Lightning won the Stanley Cup, did they do it in Tampa Bay or did they do it
No,
away?
they did it, I believe it was in Edmonton because that was when they were doing the play-in last year.
Oh
Remember?
yeah,
Yeah, they were.
right.
Yeah,
That's right. The play. All right, yeah. So hey, this might be a great. This is a great chance for you to go win this Stanley Cup in your home ice. So, with that being said, to the Canadiens, congratulations on winning Game 4. Best of luck to you guys in the series. Same thing for the Tampa Bay Lightning. And yeah, Nate, we'll see what happens in Tampa Bay.